Most of the perpetrators of this act are people that the survivors know. They are people that they live with, they wake up with. It could be their partners, it could be their parents, it could be their friends or their loved ones, people they trust. And then you see so many girls come out to say, oh, my father raped me, oh, my father beats me every day. But we also have cases of even our celebrities here who have come out to say, oh, my partner beats me. We've had so many social media dramas, so many people coming up to say, well, yes, I am a survivor of domestic violence. I am a survivor of sexual violence, and it's happened through people that I know. So how do we place this?
Gender-based violence, any form of harm, anything at all that harms somebody, but that was done to them on the basis of a normative understanding of their gender. Okay, so if it harms them in any form, and it was done to them because they are male or because they are female on the basis of their gender, it is gender-based violence. Thank you.
Culture and religion is a major factor that really affects this side of it, this that affects Nigeria. When you talk about culture, we see women as weaker vessels. We see men as the ones that have the chances and the opportunities to get resources and have access to more opportunities in the country. But however, so they see women like you don't have to go to school because at the end of the day you end up in the kitchen. Even if you end up as a full housewife, if you are really educated, there are some things you can add to your family. It's not just about because you end up as a full housewife, you shouldn't go to school. There are a lot of full housewives that still uphold their families. They do a lot of things that their husbands cannot do. They even help their husbands in their career.
One of the major violence that we currently experience in Nigeria is child abuse, and as much as male children are being abused, but like from the statistics given by UN, it says that for every 5 girls, at least 3 or 2 out of them have been abused as a child, and that's one of the reasons why we're talking about child abuse. It's serious issues, and growing up and even now, I get to hear a 4-year-old girl is being abused by a 60-year-old man, or you hear a 2-year-old girl, pedophiles. A whole lot is going on, and it's something we should talk about. We should talk about child abuse. Why should a child be abused? And one other abuse that people don't really talk about is, I tell people that if you abuse a girl that is less than 18, whether with her consent or no consent, it's child abuse. But we don't want to go into that details because we feel, oh, the girls are going, oh, why is she dressed this way, or or whatever. But you won't tell me a child is dressed this way or a child is not dressed this way. So we should actually tackle child abuse. It's a major issue in Nigeria.
Violence can be of various forms, of which an abuse is part of violence. And in our environment today, we have more of sexual abuse, which affects more of the female gender. So basically, when you're thinking gender violence, you're thinking emotional, physical, sexual violence against either the male or female gender.
Even workplace abuse. You hear of employers that are putting girls, if you want to promote you or you want to have these benefits, you have to sleep with me or do something like this just to get this.
Workplace harassment is very, very common. Because most men, they see young girls as naive, catch them young, and every other thing. Even then, I didn't even know what they saw in me, because, and these people, they are people that when you report, they won't believe, because they hold high post. They are people of great, people that are well respected. So when I even told my boss, he was like, no, this person can't do that. I had to record the man's voice. So it was even 2 of them. I had to leave the workplace eventually.
When I was very young, I had a stepfather, and asked my mom to stop sending me to school. And I was like, Mom, why will you stop sending me to school? Because your husband asked you to stop sending me to school. And she was like, he's my husband. Olowori, that is what you used to say. He's my husband. I believe parents sometimes, especially mothers, out of ignorance, they're just like, I want to listen to my husband. Okay, maybe because you are not responsible for this child, just let me do some things for some father. And she stopped sending me to school. And the man will ask me to take his kids to school. I will have to take them to school, 4 of them, one after the other. So there was one school around my area. I went to the school to beg and ask them to just take me in for me to just finish my secondary school and all. I started doing cleaning all around to just finish my school. And at a point, my mom said I have to stop just for my younger ones to go. I was actually the one paying my thing, but she was actually telling me to stop. I said, why do you ask me to stop? She said, because you don't have the right. You are the grown-up and you are a lady. Let the boys go. And I was like, because I'm a girl, you're asking me to stop. She said, yes. At the end of the day, you do everything as to enter your husband's house and start cooking. And I was like, so I will enter my husband's house and start cooking. So you're asking me to stop. And I said, okay, I have to leave the house for them. So after some months, I went back. This man started hitting my mom. He hit my mom to the extent of putting her hand to the fan, ceiling fan. That day, that was the first time I got myself into human rights and everything. I was still very young, very, very young. And I vowed to myself not to ever see that happen again. So recently, there was a girl in my estate. The same thing is happening to the girl right now. As I'm speaking, every day I give the girl money for food. Every day. The mother asks her not to go to school because she's a girl. Stopping her. I'm telling you. I went to report at the woman because I work with they called the woman. She said, it's not like that. I get to find out that, okay, this girl, she's not actually their biological son, just adopted child from the village. You see the way this woman beats this girl with iron and everything. But there's nothing, there's little we can do. When we asked her, do you want to leave? She said, before she said she wants to leave, she told me she wants to leave. And at the end of everything, she said no. And I believe the woman has been saying something to her. So that is another abuse. That alone can push her or frustrate her to go out there and be doing some stupid things that are not right. Sometimes parents do cause this trouble.
I'm going to tackle this question by sharing my own story. So when I was 14, I had a boyfriend. I was in SS3, I was feeling fly, big girl. So I had this boyfriend who was 21 years old, 7 years older than I am. Very fine boy. So we started dating and I was still a virgin. He would invite me over to his house. I would go without telling my parents because I was a teenager, I was exploring. People didn't know, I couldn't tell them. And you know, African parents, you don't have that kind of relationship with them. So one day I went and he raped me. Then I was 15 already. After it happened, he told me sorry, he gave me water and salt to drink. And I went away. I felt really bad about it, but I loved him and we were dating. So it wasn't easy for me to say I was walking down the street and someone raped me. So he would say sorry. I would go visit him again. It would happen. It was always without my consent. And it happened like 4 or 5 times. He didn't tell anyone. After that, he broke up with me. He told everyone on the street that he had slept with me. Funnily, my mom sells alcoholic drinks then. And you know there was this stereotype that if your mom sells drink, then you are definitely a rich person. So it helped my career and my popularity. Every time I was walking on the street, people would point at me and say, oh, you see that girl? Everyone on the street has slept with her. You see that girl? Everyone on the street has slept with her. Now, I was dating this guy. He didn't rape me at night. I was the one that went to meet him because then I was also having a lot of emotional. I was looking for a daddy. My daddy was never there. So I was looking for a man who could be a father figure, you know, teenage issues. So it happened, it continued to happen, and I lost it. I was running away from everyone. That was at 15, I was depressed, I was down, everything that would happen happened then. But I could not tell anyone that this is what is really happening. I couldn't tell my mom because I didn't know what her reaction was going to be. I told her much later when I was 21 and she broke down in tears. So now, when it comes to situations like that, someone you were having a relationship with, it was until I grew up that I realized that even the relationship was wrong. You are supposed to get someone that is below 18 and when you are much older than that person. But I didn't know. And even at that too, my mom had her own issues of domestic violence when my dad would hit her it beat her so bad. And anytime they go to families to say, okay, this is what is happening to me, oh, she will cry. They will say, it's your husband, go and beg him. It's always go and beg him. It wasn't easy for me to say, I was dating this man, but he raped me. It wasn't also easy for my mom to move out of an abusive marriage until he left us. And I see a lot of women in my community like that too. Recently, we worked on a rape case. The guy was going, the lady was moving at night, and the guy just came in. He called her to come. And when he called her, the girl didn't know what happened. The next thing, he raped her. So she came to work the next day, her eyes were swollen. Everything was, what's happening to you? She didn't say anything. After asking her, she said she fell down from a 2-story building. It was what kind of fall? She didn't tell us anything until the 4th day, when someone told us that this was what happened to her. We called and called and called. She didn't answer. And because our own is advocacy, we had to reach out to Stand to End Rape and Mirabel Center. So it was a counselor that spoke with her. She told that counselor once that the guy raped her. Till today, if you ask her, she will say nothing happened. When we went to the community, because the guy assumed that she had already told us, the guy said he did it. So she went for counseling. We punished the guy in accordance to the law. There are ways that they punish rapists in the community. So we did that. They flogged him and all that. It was a really messy stuff. But till today, if you ask her, did he rape you? She will say no, because she's really, really ashamed. And shame was what I had then. Shame, because I couldn't tell people that first you have to explain that you were dating him. Then you also have to explain that I was dating him, but he raped me.
We need our women to be more sensitive. They need to be more enlightened to know what is right or wrong. The culture has made a woman think or know that because she is married to somebody, whatever it does is right. But with good enlightenment, a woman will know that even if this man is my husband, there are boundaries.
We have men like this who beat their women up probably because she refused sex or she's tired to cook. So many reasons. But now, we don't want to tie any reason to it because, like I said, there is no justification for violating the rights of anyone. There is no justification for rape. Neither is there any justification for domestic violence.
There are some things you should do and there are some things you shouldn't do. Now, in a relationship, your husband can have, okay, maybe when you talk to this person is my husband, everybody feels okay, he owns her. But to a large extent, your boyfriend doesn't own you. Avoid gifts from strangers. Why do we tell kids avoid gifts from strangers? Because 90% of times, when people give gifts, they're expecting something in return. So the same goes for a woman. We need to resensitize our women. Don't always think that everybody that gives you gifts is just being nice.
I was raped at the age of 15. I don't know, but I was scared. I couldn't go and tell my dad that my auntie raped me. Because it will sound stupid and he beat the hell out of me. So I just kept quiet and buried everything. But it continued non-stop. Every day she would call me, she would say, let's play a game. That was the first time I would hear my life, truth or dare. Then I always, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you. And it continued like that.
Women are speaking out. A lot of men cannot say that they have been raped because the society expects them to enjoy sex. So when you say, I am a man, I've been raped, they say, oh, then you have to do it. That is what happened. So all of us are bearing the brunt of it. Men, women, no one can talk.
We need our religious leaders and cultural elders to reorientate the populace. In as much as we are saying marriage is for better for worse, there is another part to it. For better, for stay, for bad, for good. Yes, and that is how it should be. We need women empowerment because if you have a source of income, major fear is finance.
So if you have a good source of income and you know that with or without this man, I can actually lead a good life, when violence sets in, you can easily speak up and move out of the relationship if it is abusive.